Hello everybody, it's Eric with Better Every Shave, back today with another razor report and a shave video. Today I'm using another one of my favorite type of razors, and you probably could guess by now that it's a single edge. But this is one that I recently won in a giveaway, in a raffle actually. And it's one that I've been wanting to try for a while, and without any further ado, it is a 1947 gem micromatic. Now, this is called either a bullet tip or a flying wing. This is the flying wing with the seeing eye. You see that little dot there in the middle. And as always, I'll have some better pictures and we'll do some top-down view of this as well. But this is a twist to open gem style razor. And this one in particular is in fantastic shape, particularly considering the age. It is these razors, these gem razors, just hold up so well. It's amazing. Back from like the teens, 19 teens and onward. Just really great designs that held up, and I can still use it today, which is amazing. So there's the history on this is a little bit difficult to find. I spent a long time, probably longer than I should have. I really spent a good amount of time trying to track down details on this. The basic gist is they made this razor between 1947 and 1950. So for, let's say, 3 production years. And during that time, they had a few different changes to the head design. Nothing radical. They all sort of look the same, but there were a few small adjustments made. One of the most visible ones was, again, this all-seeing eye, or seeing eye, or whatever you want to call it. And I have some old guiding eye. I'm sorry, it's called the guiding eye. And I have some advertisements that I'll show in the video here. But so yeah, in 1947, this was the first design that they released with this, the guiding eye. It came in this nice shiny brass, as well as a silver, I guess a chrome-plated version. Yeah. In 48 and 49, they made these all-metal versions without the eye. And then in 1950, and you'll see these, they're a little less common, but the knob, they switched to a plastic knob. So it almost looks a little like a Progress. Just happen to have it here, but a Merkur Progress has this cream-colored plastic knob. So they had a micromatic bullet tip or flying wing with one of those as well. Okay, let's go ahead and take a closer look and switch to the top-down view. All right, let's take a closer look here. So, as I mentioned, this is the 1947 gem micromatic flying wing or bullet tip, depending on what you want to call it. And this one has the guiding eye on it. And the gimmick there was basically that you're supposed to put the eye against your face and shave with it flat, the face of it flat against your face. The angle built in is what they recommend to use. And possibly it's one of the reasons that I like gem razors, because it does make it pretty easy to find the angle. Some people complain that because the head is so large that it actually sort of creates a suction or it sort of sticks to the face. I don't find that to be true. The construction is all metal, and as I showed, it's a twist to open. So you twist the knob on the bottom, the head opens up, and I will show loading a blade here in just a minute. Tighten it back down. It has micromatic written on or stamped, however you want to say it, on the inside. Let's see if I can get in there. Maybe under the light here. Yeah, I think you can see it there. Yep. So that's really the only writing on it. It doesn't have anything on the bottom. Just a couple spots. And nicely lined handle here. Oh, nicely lined handle, very easy to hold on to. And it's because it's solid brass. It's a very heavy razor. well, maybe not very heavy, but let's take a look here. So first we will be looking in grams. So 58.4. And let's go ahead and switch to ounces. And we've got 2.469 ounces. So yeah, definitely not a lightweight razor. But it feels very good in the hand. I like that sort of solid feel to it. Let's go ahead and measure this. So in inches, 3 and just over a half. So 3 5/8, I think is a good safe bet there. And in millimeters, that looks like about 92, 93, something like that. And I'll make sure, and I'll put the right numbers up. You've probably already saw them. I probably already did. Let's go ahead and take a look at loading a blade. So this is a gem style blade, Personna PTFE. And they come with this cardboard collar. Go ahead and screw this open. And then the easiest way to insert this, at least I've found, is to just go put the spline in and then sort of let it fall, and then it will sit forward. And you see it has this little a little tab that fits up into the center hole of the blade, and then it sits against these posts. And tighten it down, and there you go. So it has a good amount of blade exposed. But the exposure on the top isn't really all that important because you're really just going to be hitting the cutting surface. And I did mention that I tend to keep this close to my face, but there are times where instead of just going straight flat, I will sort of tip out just a tiny bit. And that's one of the things I like about gems, is that you can really control the angle, and by changing the angle, you get a completely different sort of cutting action or feel, at least to me. So there's a lot of sort of finesse that goes along with it, at least from what I've experienced. So, but there you go. Let's go ahead and take a look at the shave. All right. So here we are for the shave. So I have the Hagen shave butter on as a pre-shave. Today I'm using Stirling's Lime, which is a really amazing lime fragrance. The Atomic Rocket from PAA. Whip that up in the DS Cosmetics bowl. The lime fragrance from the Stirling soap is really something amazing. It's basically like cutting a lime in half, a fresh lime, and rubbing it on your face, and not from the feel of it, from the smell, the fragrance. It's just such a clean, natural lime scent, and really great. It's going to be a great summer scent, but even just for a random, regular day shave, it was a very nice treat. So here's the Gem Micromatic Flying Wing. And you can kind of see I am keeping it pretty shallow, so the angle is pretty much face down on the head, but I do tilt out just a tiny bit, and you can control that angle, and the flatter it is, the smoother it is, so it's much closer to like a slicing action. I mean, even if you think of the term shaving, whenever you're shaving wood or shaving ice, you're usually doing it at a pretty shallow angle. And so shaving with this blade is literally shaving the hair off your face at a very shallow angle. The Gem PTFE stainless coated PTFE coated stainless steel blades are very smooth and long lasting for me, and most other people as well. So I believe this one had at least 4 or 5 shaves on it already, and that's really just getting started for one of those blades. So the first pass was pretty easy. I'm very, very comfortable using single edge blades now. There's really no surprises, I guess. Not no surprises, that's not fair to say, because there's lots of single edge razors that I haven't used and lots of different styles and things like that. But there is a certain amount of familiarity, again, with the angle and the feel of the blade. So I felt comfortable right away using this, even though I hadn't ever used it before. I mentioned in my last video about breathing hard and having breathing troubles, and coming up soon, I'm getting through a backlog of some of my videos, but coming up soon, I was smart enough to get a stool, and so now I have a stool to sit on, and that has made shaving a lot easier, so I'm not huffing and puffing nearly as much, so you'll be able to hear the razor cutting instead of me wheezing and huffing and puffing, so I think that'll be good for all of us. All right, 2 passes down, working on the third. Oops. The other thing about standing up and having a hard time breathing is it made me shave much more quickly than I normally would. Not that I'm a slow shaver, I mean, I'm pretty expedient, but I am rushing because I'm running out of breath and having a hard time staying on my feet, so I tend to rush a little bit in these ones. So hopefully, moving forward, I'll take my time a little more. You see I nicked my neck a little bit there, which again is just me rushing. It was a really minor nick, so it closed up with alum, maybe even just rinsing. So I'm very close to 150 subscribers, and I wanted to take a second to thank everyone who's subscribed, who has been leaving me comments and participating, giving me feedback, asking questions, just, communicating. I really appreciate hearing from you, getting the comments, because when I'm putting out videos, it's an odd thing, because you spend this time putting together the video and researching and filming and maybe even editing, whatever it is, however people are making their videos. But at the end of it all, you just put it out there, and you hope that people watch it, and if they do, that they find some value in it or enjoy it or whatever. But if you don't get feedback in the way of comments, then you really have no idea. I mean, even a likes nice. It's nice to get likes on videos. That's a positive thing, but it doesn't really give me a lot of information to sort of go off of, to know, hey, this is why I like it, or maybe I didn't like it and I want to tell you why, or here's a suggestion I have, or they're just any of those types of things. I really want this to be. I'd really like this to be more of a two-way conversation, instead of me just putting out a video and I'm not saying you can't just watch it. You don't have to leave a comment. You don't have to force it. But if you do happen to think of anything, I really do enjoy the comments. So, and I do appreciate everyone that I get. So keep them coming. All right, let's see what the alum stick has to tell us. I know there's got to be a little bit of irritation at least, because I had that nick down there.
Just a little bit, here and here.
There you go.
Not much.
Thank you. Not a lot of irritation. That was really a lot to do with me just rushing. The Stirling soap was great as usual. Very, very cushioning, very slick. And I decided to use some citrus musk from Clubman. Thought that would go well with the lime. It's not as clean a lime smell as the Stirling lime soap, but it's close enough. And then I use a little bit of White Star unscented balm from HC&C. White Star is their value line. So that little tub I showed you was $8.50 for the tub, and it's just really, really wonderful feel. Very, very smooth without being greasy. And I tend to just dab it off a little bit because I don't really like a lot of it on my skin. I only use a tiny bit on my fingers whenever I put it on. So that's it.
All right.
Another successful shave.
Beautiful shave.
Yes, beautiful shave and out of breath. All right. So let's go back and finish it out. All right, there's the razor report and shave with the Gem Micromatic Flying Wing with the guiding eye. This is a really, really great razor. Super good quality. The fact that it is held up so well for all these years, I don't see how this thing would ever go wrong unless you completely abuse it in some horrible way. If you haven't tried one of these, I would say if you ever can, if you ever find one for the price that you're willing to pay for it, to give it a shot, because I think you would probably enjoy it. It's one of the more mild gem shavers. This, along with the featherweight and some of the older ones, the contour, those are the more mild of all of the gems. So these are good ones to start with. This is a pretty safe one. Has a pretty safe safety bar on there, and you saw that I did nick myself, but that was just me rushing and being ham-fisted, as I do sometimes. But anyway, this is fantastic. If you haven't tried single edges, obviously I use them a lot. I like them a lot. I have coming up soon. I've ordered a ton of single edge razors. This one person on eBay had a ton of them for sale, and I just essentially bought everything that they had. So I have a bunch of single edge razors coming in that I'm going to be giving away, and just in an effort to pay it forward and have folks use single edge razors and try them and see what they think, because I think these are really, really great shavers, and I enjoy using them enough that I'd like to share that enjoyment with other people. So that'll be coming soon. Should have them next week, and I'll go from there. So anyway, thank you so much for watching today. I appreciate your time. I appreciate any of your comments and feedback if you should choose to leave it. And as with everyone else, I'll also say that liking and subscribing helps build the channel, and I appreciate anyone who would do those things. I am really enjoying making these videos. I hope you're enjoying watching them. And with that, I'm going to say have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. All right, take care.